Okay, in this video, we will be multiplying matrices, and we will be multiplying 2 by 2 matrices. So for the first problem, we want to find the product AB. So we know that A is represented by this 2 by 2 matrix, and B is represented by this 2 by 2 matrix. And so since we're finding the product, we are multiplying matrix A by matrix B. So let's do this. So matrix A is -2, 3, 3, -4, and matrix B is -1, -2, -3, 3, like this. And now we need to multiply it. And unlike addition, it's a little bit different. It's a little bit more difficult. So for the first line, we are saying -2 times -1. -2 times -1 plus 3 times -2. So just to recap, -2 times -1 plus 3 times -2. And this will just be this first column right here. And now we need to get the other 3. And so for the next one, this one right here, it's going to be -2 times -3 plus 3 times 3. Just to recap, -2 times -3 plus 3 times 3. And that'll be this one right here. And now we will do this one. And so that's going to be 3 times -1 plus -4 times -2. So just to recap, 3 times -1 plus -4 times -2. And so this will be this, and the last one. So that would be 3 times -3 plus -4 times 3. So 3 times -3 plus -4 times 3. And so this one, it'll be right here. And so now we simply need to add everything up, the easy part. So -2 times -1 is 2. 2 plus 3 times -2 is -6. So -6 plus 2 would be -4. Next is -2 times -3 is 6. 6 plus 3 times 3 is 9. 6 plus 9 is 15. Next, 3 times -1 is -3, plus -4 times -2, which would be 8. So -3 plus 8 is 5. Lastly, 3 times -3 is -9, plus -4 times 3 is -12. So -9 minus 12 is -21. And so this right here is the final answer for the product AB. And now we'll do another problem. We want to find the product BA. We're doing the same matrices, but we're doing the product of BA. And it's important that we're doing BA. I just want to prove it to you guys that BA will not equal AB. And so we'll do it. So BA. So the first 2 by 2 matrix will be B. So -1, -2, -3, and 3. So -3 and 3. And then A. So that's -2, 3, 3, -4, like this. And we're doing the exact same way. And since it's arranged like this, unlike this, it's going to produce a different answer. So although we're doing the same 2 by 2 matrices, but by multiplying in this order, it's actually going to produce an overall different answer. So let's do it. So first element right here, -1 times -2 plus -3 times 3. Recap. -1 times -2 plus -3 times 3. So this element right here. Next we'll do this element. So -1 times 3 plus -3 times -4. Recap. -1 times 3 plus -3 times -4 will produce this element right here. Next, -2 times -2 plus 3 times 3. Recap, -2 times -2 plus 3 times 3. So it'll produce this element right here. Lastly, -2 times 3 plus 3 times -4. Recap, -2 times 3 plus 3 times -4. And so it's going to produce this element right here. So -1 times -2 is 2 plus -3 times 3 is -9. -2 minus 9 would be -7. Next, -1 times 3 is -3 plus negative 3 times negative 4 is 12. 12 minus 3 would produce 9. Negative 2 times negative 2 is 4. 4 plus 3 times 3 is 9. 4 plus 9 is 13. Lastly, negative 2 times 3 is negative 6. Plus 3 times negative 4 is negative 12. Negative 6 minus 12 is negative 18. And so this is the final answer. And just a look. So this was the final answer for this, for the product of BA. And the final answer for the product of AB was negative 4, 5, 15, negative 21. And so the answer was different. And that's all we need to do to find the product of two 2x2 matrices.